We realize that, think about three things when a person all of a sudden in his breath connected. He's saying a person having a short breath is an indication of poverty. Let's look at an indication of what are weeds in our life. What are our kryptonites? One of them is what? One of them is, for example, a person eating. After a guy overeats, what does he say? I can't breathe. That's an indication of poverty. What happens when a guy has a heavy lunch and he's always stuffing himself to eat? His day's done. He goes to sleep. His day's over. 12 o'clock, the guy went to lunch at this place. Finished. The day's over. Call me tomorrow. His day is shortened. So eating can actually shorten our days. Right? Second thing that can shorten your days is what? Is, for example, when a guy sees a girl, he's always lusting after a woman. She took my breath away. You ever hear the term? She took my breath away. So what happens if she keeps on taking your breath away? You're going to end up in the ER. If she keeps on taking your breath away, what's going to happen to you? You're going to have no contemplation. Because we're going to talk about that a person's contemplation is based on his breathing and his intellect. So either you're going to give the breath away here or you're extending the breath. So when a person has relations with a person, with a spouse, it's very important to focus on the breath. The key to your child being healthy, the key to your spirituality of your child could be based on the breath. That means if a person has a long breath, he has contemplation, he's actually feeding that into his wife. If a person has a short breath, it's like a dog. And that can cause premature, God forbid, children to come out, unfortunately, the wrong way. God forbid. Because it's out of lust. The more you get into lust, the more your breath is shortened. When a guy sees him, can't breathe. The guy can't breathe. The guy can't breathe. He's stuck. So we want to be able to connect to the breath by being able to realize not to go into our impulses. The more we're connected to a person's connected to his impulses, his lust, his breath is shortened, and he has no contemplation. He can't think about it, and he's not making the right decisions. Welcome to the New York singles market, because people are making decisions based on lust, and that leads to poverty. The Gemara clearly says that fear of God extends your day. Lack of fear shortens your day. So either you're going into extension of the day, which means wealth, contemplation, or you're shortening your days. Understand? One way. Everything you do, you're either going one way or the other way. So the key is to be mindful. Reb Nachman's going to talk about in lesson 60, what's the cause of insanity? What's the cause of insanity? And you're going to hear this, and you're going to say, wow, it's that simple? Yes, it's that simple. And what's the third thing? Is when a guy gets angry, when he's stressed out, what happens? Can't breathe. So anger, when a person gets angry, he loses his mind, he loses his intellect, and he loses his soul. So if you're not mindful of your state, the person's always blowing his fuse. What do they tell the guy who's always angry? Just breathe. Correct? Stop. Take a breath. So now you heard the three examples how breathing is related to contemplation and how that's all connected.